Hello, hi everyone. Happy Wednesday, happy lunchtime. I'm hungry and in need of some protein, so we're gonna get right to it. Today's lunch will definitely fit the bill of healthy protein, and also I'm really excited. I know bowls are all the rage. I don't know if that started from like burrito bowls and playa bowls, but bowls are kind of a thing. Like, you don't have to worry about making them look fancy. Everything goes in one place, whatever. So today, I went back to the Skinnytaste Fast and Slow cookbook. I'm sorry if everything is backwards. I can't tell. But I noticed that Facebook changed some settings when Marie and I did our video yesterday, so sorry. I went back to this because I was going to make scones today or brownies, and then I kind of said, but that takes a long time, and I want to do something quick, and I want to do something delicious, so this is going to be really quick. These are teriyaki chicken bowls. Look how good that looks. As usual, this recipe is going to be changed a little bit for my kitchen because it calls for skinless, boneless chicken thighs. That dark meat gives it a really nice flavor. I didn't have any. I thought I did, but I guess I used it last week for something else. So I have chicken breast that I've sliced nice and thin. You're supposed to cook them whole, but I'm going to slice them thin to make it even quicker. That way I can cook them quickly without losing moisture, because I'm pretty good at cooking chicken breast. Not everybody is. It can get dry pretty quickly if you think you need to cook it a little longer. So by cooking it thin, slicing it thin to cook it, hopefully I can retain some moisture by not overcooking it. And another thing that I like about this recipe is that we are making the teriyaki sauce from scratch. I happen to have a bottled one in my fridge, but this is from scratch, and it's using honey and fresh grated ginger, and I really like that. And mirin, which I don't have mirin. If you look at the recipe on our website, it'll be up there for another week. It says mirin. I don't have mirin, so I looked it up, and you can use, it's like a rice vinegar. So I have apple cider vinegar. You could also use balsamic vinegar. I think there are some wines that you could even use, white wine vinegar. So I probably use balsamic. Well, I'll use the apple cider vinegar because it's already out. So we're going to get started. The way we're going to start this is she does tell you how to make your own cauliflower rice if you want to. You could also use regular white rice, brown rice, whatever you would like as the base of your bowl. There is going to be a little bit of sauce we're going to drizzle over, so we love having that nice starch to soak it up and act as our base. I'm going to use cauliflower rice. You know me, if you've watched this, that's my favorite. So I had some frozen, so I defrosted it a little bit in the microwave, but she does tell you in here how to do it yourself. So I'm going to heat up this pan on the stove with about half tablespoon of avocado oil, just to get my cauliflower rice, I was going to say avocado rice, I wonder what that would be, started over here. And then we're going to season it liberally with salt. All right, here we go. All right, so let me turn this on, because I said I was going to turn it on and heat it up, and I didn't. Let me heat that up for a second. Let me get a spatula. Gonna let this heat up. We're definitely gonna season it, right? Salt gives us flavor. We kind of want this to be, she calls it crisp tender, but also she's cooking it from fresh. Remember, I've just kind of steamed this in the microwave. It was frozen. Crisp tender, she calls it, right? So I guess that means that you don't want the cauliflower to be so solid anymore. You know, like when you cook a potato to fork tender so you can stick your fork in, but you still want a little bite. So you could call it al dente, but this isn't pasta, so we don't call it al dente. We just, I guess we're going to call it crisp tender. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this right in here. It's going to be a nice base for our chicken and teriyaki sauce. And this will also, because this is a little wet, because it was frozen and in the microwave, It'll kind of dry out a little bit here. It'll brown, it'll get some color. Just gonna make sure to spread it out really nicely and get my salt on here. And while this is going, we're gonna start to make our teriyaki sauce. I mean, we've done a couple of stir fries on here before where we've made our own sauce, and it makes a difference. I love the convenience of the teriyaki sauce that's in my fridge, but when you make a fresh sauce, it's just such a big difference. So, alright, so then I'm just going to spread this out so it just kind of evenly cooks and dries out a little bit. And let me get a bowl and my ingredients for my sauce. Bowl. I have my apple cider vinegar that I was just talking about, some honey as our sweetener, and, I have a fresh bottle. I use coconut aminos. I don't use soy sauce because I don't eat gluten or soy. You could use tamari if you like regular soy sauce, but you need something that's gluten-free. You could use low sodium soy sauce, or you could use coconut aminos. I have another bottle in the fridge somewhere. Allyssa of the past was very kind to Allyssa of the present and remembered to get coconut aminos. So coconut aminos, if you haven't been watching Book Cooks religiously, is my soy sauce replacement. It is made from coconut blossom nectar, sea salt. It's basically like sap, like coconut sugar kind of sap. And whatever it is that they do to it to make it into coconut aminos really is a lot like soy sauce. Of course, there's salt involved. I don't know what else the process is like, but it tastes good. And it doesn't taste sweet. It doesn't taste like coconut at all, so that's awesome. Alright, so I don't know if you can see, but we are starting to get some color in here, so I'm just going to keep spreading this out. Don't need my heat up so high, but that's just the way this stove works. There we go. Okay, so here's what we need. We need 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, coconut aminos, reduced sodium, all the things that we just said. Oh yeah, there's barely any left in here. Okay. Look at that. 1 tablespoon exactly was left in there. That's wild. Okay. Put that to the side. Get 1 more. Oh no. It has a seal on it. Okay, that was easy. If you've watched Book Cooks, you may have seen me struggle to open jars and seals and packaging before. It's just a thing that happens. Alright. Another tablespoon. I'm going to do a little bit less. I think this one's kind of like really salty. Okay. 1.5 tablespoons of mirin or your vinegar, rice vinegar, whatever it is. There we go. So here's 1. Half, and then I'm gonna pull this cauliflower rice off the heat, which I'll probably just put it back into its bowl, and I'll use this pan for, oh yeah, it's got some nice browning on it. That's awesome. Browning is flavor, but we don't want it to burn. It's done. I'm just gonna put it right back into the bowl that I'm gonna eat from. I'll use this pan to cook my chicken. No need to dirty up additional pans. In the recipe, she says you can use 2 different pans because she has you making like a big batch. So I'm doing my chicken in a big batch, so it'll be cooked and ready for me for the whole week. But I'm just gonna, as I serve up my meals, I'll make fresh cauliflower rice for myself, because that's really quick. I just want to get this all out so it does not burn when I go and do the sauce and the chicken next. Alright, so I'll show you this. This is nice and brown but not burnt. Look at that. See? Those edges are nice and brown. This is great. So yes, you can get good color on frozen vegetables. Frozen vegetables are so great and so convenient. All right, so now I need 1 tablespoon of honey. This honey is super crystallized, but we are going to heat up the sauce to cook it. Normally, I warm it up in the microwave beforehand, but today I'm just going to put it right in the sauce and hope for the best. Okay. I feel like this is not enough liquid because we're just supposed to pour this over the chicken in a little bit. Don't feel like it's enough liquid, but we'll see if I'm wrong. Okay, I need a knife to scoop out my honey because it is super, super crystallized. But again, if you just heat it up in the microwave, it's fine. No big deal. It hasn't gone bad. Your honey is still good when it looks like this, just depending on the receptacle, very difficult to consume. Okay, I'm gonna say it's like a tablespoon. That's pretty good for me. It's fine. Okay. And next, you know I love my fresh grated ginger. I keep it frozen so it does not go bad in the fridge. And then I peel off the skin with the tip of a spoon, which is really easy to do when it's frozen, and it's easy to grate when it's frozen, but this has now been sitting out at room temperature for a little bit, so should still be just fine. Anyway, here we go. We need about a teaspoon, so not that much. But sometimes I overdo it, and I do a lot of ginger. I think that happened recently in one of these videos. You just get one of these nice microplane things. I got this at the grocery store for a couple bucks. It's super sharp. It's great for garlic. It's good for ginger. It's perfect. That is good. So see, it's on like that, and then I'll just scrape it right off into my bowl. Okay. And it is really sharp, so just be careful. Wash my hands. Okay, so we're gonna put this to the side, and I'm going to get my cooking spray and heat this up and get the chicken cooking. Let's see, add the chicken and cook until browned and cooked through. If you're doing the chicken thighs, it might take, like 5-ish minutes per side. Then we're going to reduce the heat to as low as possible and pour the sauce on top. And then you'll see. That's really it. I have this nice light avocado oil cooking spray because you're not really like globbing it in, even though I kind of just did. A little more portion control, but it's fine. It's fine. Here's my chicken already sliced. So if you're using the chicken thighs in the recipe, she calls for about 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs at about 4 ounces each. I'm like dripping on the counter. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these in here and focus on this. Okay. And there we go. But this is about like a pound and a half or so of chicken breast. Gross, gross, gross. Okay. I'm gonna let those start to brown and get a Lysol wipe for my counter. Just get rid of that chicken juice. Just get rid of that chicken juice. Just gross. Gross. Alright. I'm gonna wash my hands again so I can keep cooking and even this out. Okay. And so, again, I sliced this nice and thin, so just watch it. If you do it the same way I do, just watch it, flip it when you have to, don't let it overcook. Just be mindful of spreading it out amongst all of the pieces in here. I know they always say don't overcrowd your pan, but this was the pan I wanted to use, so. Okay. I'm gonna let that sit for a hot minute. Okay. So yes, you can see it's starting to cook through. I also like the thin slices for chicken because you can really tell if it's cooked. This was a pretty hefty 2 pieces of chicken breast for like more like 1 1/3 of a pound. That's pretty hefty. So, you know, if I was gonna just bake it in the oven or cook it in the pan whole, I probably would have had to split them into tenders or smaller pieces or pound them out or, you know, really prepare them with the knife to lay them out flat so that they cooked in like that fattest part. But instead, now I've cut them thin, so it's a lot easier for me to see when they're cooked and stop them from being overcooked. See, they're getting some nice color on the first side here that's been in the pan. We like that. We like that. Flip them over. And I like the sizzle. We love to hear a good sizzle while we're cooking. It means our pan is nice and hot. Just a little bit. I'm going to kind of rotate. I have like a hot spot right here on my stove, so I'm going to give this a little rotate so that everybody on this side of the pan can come to play. Everybody rotate. We're getting some good color, and I can see a lot of the pieces are cooking through pretty nicely. We still have some pieces that need more time, like here. Right, you can come to the hot side. Come on. Come where it's really hot. Oh, that one's got some good color right there. You can do this with any protein. Teriyaki tastes great on tons of different kinds of proteins, but you know, the principle remains the same of the sauce and just making sure that everything is cooked nicely. You know, for her recipe, like I said, it's the chicken thighs, and then you slice them after they're cooked. So if you wanted to do some red meat, maybe some kind of steak cut, you would cook it like this first and then give it a slice. Do the same with like pork loin, probably would be great. I'm going to turn my heat up a little bit. There are definitely some friends that are not cooking all the way through, and we want them to. There we go, that's good color on that one. Flip this one over, still see a little pink in here. That guy looks pretty done. You're getting close. Flip that one over. And I'm not going to pour my sauce in just yet because it will start to reduce. All of the liquids and the sugars will start to cook out a little bit and it'll thicken up. So I want to do it when I know that my chicken is cooked through, but I still want to kind of flip it a little bit and just be extra sure. I don't know, chicken, you know, you always want to be really sure, right? Come over where it's warmer, buddy. All right. Keep rotating this pan. There we go, that one's finally getting some color on it. I know, this is like really thrilling watching me cook chicken until it's done, but it is what it is. You're not done. You're definitely not done, I can tell. I'll let this sit for a second. What was the other one that was on the table for the day? Let's see. There was some other, because I had chicken. I had chicken, and so the recipe today was always going to be chicken. I don't know, I've gone through this cookbook so many times. There is a slow cooker chicken taco chili that looked really enticing, but I don't have any of the ingredients for that. And again, I don't want to do slow cooker. I wanted to do fast. But that looks really good. Chopped green chilies, onion, boneless, skinless chicken breast, tomato sauce, black beans, kidney beans, corn kernels, diced tomatoes, and a bunch of spices, right? Sounds good. Still cooking. Still sizzling. like one of my favorite new things to do. I think I've done it once or twice before on here, but it's a loaded baked sweet potato. And so this is stuffed with black beans, corn kernels, canned tomato sauce, scallions, pepper jack cheese, avocado, and a sauce that I think is made from Greek yogurt, cilantro. Greek yogurt is, as a topping instead of sour cream, because it's got a lot of protein in it, which is awesome. All right, let's keep going here. I'm going to flip this one. Oh, look at that. Good color on this now. Now we're really cooking. I mean, we were cooking. We've been cooking for a few minutes now, but this means that all of the excess moisture here is kind of cooked out. It's also a good sign that we're nice and done. Look at that. That is flavor. That is awesome, awesome flavor. And then when we pour this sauce in here, that is going to kind of like deglaze the pan a little bit, so all of these pieces of yummy brown chicken bit that are, that sounds awful, that are on the bottom of the pan will kind of come up a little bit, but we'll definitely turn the heat down first. As you can hear, it's nice and hot. So now's a good time, I think, to pour in my sauce. Flip over, buddy. I said flip over. All right. So I'm going to turn this heat down as low as possible. I think I need more liquid in here. This is not very saucy. Little bit of water. And I'm going to go ahead and just give this a little stir. Notice we're not adding any salt and pepper. All of the stuff that's in here should have plenty enough seasoning. I'm going to go ahead and pour this all over here now. Make sure I get that honey out because it'll heat up and melt. Get that honey in there. Look at that. That is awesome. You see that? That's great. So just kind of stir it up. I want that honey to mix in really nicely. I'm going to scrape some of the chicken brown bits off the bottom of the pan, and we're going to let this reduce just a little bit. I did add just like a tablespoon of water. And this will also help keep the chicken nice and moist as it just finishes a really soft, gentle cook. This is great. This is probably like 4 or 5 servings of chicken for me, so I'm really excited for this. And then to garnish, you can, well, we'll get there when we get there, but it's sesame seeds and chopped scallions. I don't have either, but I do have some toasted sesame oil, so I'm going to drizzle just a drop over the top for that nice sesame flavor. There we go. So this is going to keep the chicken nice and moist, this sauce, and infuse it with some extra flavor while it just gently finishes cooking. And this chicken should be pretty done. I mean, I'm looking here at a piece that's kind of a little cut torn open there, and that looks like it's all cooked inside. I'm just going to let this bubble up. I'm going to put this in the sink. And this. Don't need this. Okay. I'm going to wipe down my surface. I got some soy sauce over here. Some chicken juice, not chicken juice, but like chicken from the oil in the pan. I cleaned up the chicken juice already because it was gross. All right. It was gross. Ooh, I lost our recipe, but we're pretty much done here, so all good. Oh, there's a whole taco night chapter. I don't know if I've ever gone into that before on here, but some really good taco things, recipes, everywhere from fast to slow, like slow cooker, salsa verde, chicken taquitos, if you want to have some taco night after a long day of work, or cauliflower potato tacos with a lime cilantro chutney that you can make right away and should be really quick. Grilled Greek chicken tostadas, a little blend of Greek and Tex-Mex. I mean, that's awesome. I really like this cookbook because, you know, I always say I do use my slow cooker a lot. I like to put some stuff in the slow cooker in the morning, and then I am ready to go by the time I come home from work. But also I like to do some quick, fresh preparations as well. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's bubbling, it's nice and thick. You don't want it to get too thick, you don't want the sauce to like dry out. Or you want the chicken to dry out. I can see all of the nice pieces of that fresh ginger. The honey is melted and is totally mixed in here completely. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn off my heat. Let that sit for a second. I'm going to put some of these things back in the fridge, and then we're going to plate it all up. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to put my coconut aminos and my apple cider vinegar back in the fridge. Okie dokie. Sorry, I just got a text message from my nephew who's only like 4 days old. Not really, but that was cute. We love a good picture of a baby, right? Okay, so so what you're supposed to do now is you've got your cauliflower rice here in your bowl, which is already nice and seasoned, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab some chicken. Remember, these are big slices. There's lots of protein here, so this is gonna get me, like I said, probably 4 or 5 servings, so that's awesome. I don't need to worry about making lunch tomorrow when I go into the library. It's already cooked up for me. There we go. Oh yeah, it's good. Grab one more little piece. And then see, we still have some sauce in the bottom of the pan that didn't evaporate out or cook into the chicken. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of that to pour over the top and soak into my cauliflower. So yeah, this is a really protein heavy, super delicious meal here. And let me get some toasted sesame oil. Just a little bit. If you have some sesame seeds, do that. Toasted sesame oil has a really strong flavor, so I'm just going to do a drop because I do like that little flavor profile. Okay, I lied. I'm going to do like 3 drops. Okay. I do like that flavor profile. Okay, there it is. See, it would look really pretty with some scallions and sesame seeds on top, but in this kitchen, we don't have everything. I have a pretty full pantry. I mean, maybe one day we can do, you can see what's actually in my pantry. Right now it's a little messy, so no. But maybe we can do that one day for book cooks, because there are a lot of things in these cookbooks that talk about like how to prep your pantry, how to have a good full pantry, so maybe we could do that together one day on here. But I do have tons of different seasonings and different things in here. I always have bone broth, coconut oil, nutritional yeast, canned chicken, tomato sauce, diced tomatoes with chilies, cumin, Chili lime seasoning is my new favorite thing. Cardamom, coconut milk, extra salt, cat treats. But those are just things that I don't happen to have. I don't really keep scallions in here, and I don't have sesame seeds. But this is going to be great anyway. There it is. Look at how nice and brown it got on the side. But it still feels like it's already nice and moist. Hopefully it is. We'll see. It's good. I know I was really worried about the amount of sauce, but it's actually just the right amount of sauce, like I said, to coat the chicken. It kind of gets into some of those cracks in the meat, which is really nice. And there's just enough salt from what's in the cauliflower rice and what's in the soy sauce that I really don't need more. This is one of those recipes where you really don't need to add extra salt until you really taste the dish. This is fine the way it is. And the chicken is still nice and moist and tender. It's glistening on the inside. It's great. I should have gotten a knife. It's fine. Wow, this is great. And a little bit of that cauliflower rice that got nice and browned. So good. This is great. This is such an easy recipe, and now I have all of this chicken so I don't have to cook for the rest of the week. I love it. I'll probably cook up some different vegetables to pour some sauce over the top and just change it up. But when your protein is already cooked for the week, you have no excuse not to eat delicious, yummy foods. I'm really excited. I'm going to go ahead and enjoy the rest of my lunch and text my baby nephew back, aka my brother. I hope that everybody enjoys the rest of their day. If you're watching live out today or here on Wednesday the 12th, it is nice and sunny, so I hope you all get outside and enjoy that. And if you are looking for a cookbook and you're not quite sure what you would like, let me know. I can help you with a cookbook. We have a great cookbook selection at our library or on buckles.org. All right, time for me to eat. See you next time. Bye.